Daily Life in Ancient Babylon, a journey into the heart of Mesopotamia. Welcome to a magical trip back in time to the thriving metropolis of Babylon, a city celebrated not just for its breathtaking monuments, but also for its spirit of innovation, community, and culture. While tales of its towering ziggurats and the hanging gardens have enchanted the world, this journey goes beyond the legends. Together, we'll uncover the vibrant daily life of its people, their joys, struggles, traditions, and innovations. Prepare to step off the page of history into the rich tapestry of Babylonian life. Imagine sunlight gleaming off the brilliant blue tiles of the Ishtar Gate, its dragons and bulls practically leaping out to greet visitors. Behind those gates, Babylon bustled like a modern city, with merchants selling spices and textiles, canals acting as highways, and conversations echoing in streets lined with mud brick houses. Babylon wasn't just a city, it was an experience. Its meticulous design showcased a society that was forward-thinking and deeply connected to its environment. Roads, canals, and massive walls spoke of order and security, while marketplaces buzzed with energy. If you think modern cities are impressive, Babylon might just change your perspective. Life in ancient Babylon was as layered as its famous structures. At the top of the social ladder were the elites, priests, officials, and landowners, who enjoyed privileges and power. Beneath them were free citizens who worked as farmers, merchants, and craftsmen. At the bottom were slaves, often captives of war but integral to the economy. Families were the heart of Babylonian society, and they were patriarchal, with fathers serving as heads of households. But don't let that fool you. Babylonian women had their place in society. Unlike in many ancient cultures, women here could own property, manage businesses, and even take disputes to court. A progressive approach for its time, wouldn't you say? And then, of course, there was marriage, a key milestone in Babylonian life. Arranged marriages were common, with unions often serving as alliances between families. The legendary Code of Hammurabi, a set of laws that governed everything from property disputes to family matters, ensured that rights and responsibilities within a marriage were well defined. Now let's talk about work. Life in Babylon wasn't just about admiring the scenery. People had jobs and everyone contributed to the city's complex economy. Farmers were vital, ensuring the city was fed with their barley, dates, and vegetables. Imagine the fields along the canals, fertile and glistening under the sun, worked by hands that sustained an empire. Craftsmen turned raw materials into useful and beautiful objects, from pottery and textiles to elaborate jewelry. Their stalls brightened weekly markets, showcasing skill passed down through generations. Merchants, meanwhile, traveled far and wide, building trade networks that extended beyond Mesopotamia, connecting Babylon to the ancient world. For those with an aptitude for learning, one of the most prestigious roles was that of a scribe. Masters of cuneiform, the complex writing etched into clay tablets, scribes kept records, administered laws, and handled correspondence. They were the indispensable bureaucrats of their age. No exploration of Babylon would be complete without diving into its religious life. Religion wasn't just part of their routine, it defined their worldview. The Babylonians worshipped a pantheon of gods, but none was greater than Marduk, their patron deity. Temples, or ziggurats, weren't just places of worship, they were community hubs. Imagine climbing the winding staircases of a monumental ziggurat to leave offerings for the gods. These towering structures scraped the skies, an architectural representation of man trying to reach the divine. Priests played a vital role, conducting ceremonies, interpreting omens, and ensuring harmony between humanity and the heavens. Their work went beyond the spiritual. Temple precincts often housed schools, stored grain, and were centers of Babylon's economic life. The Iana Temple of Ishtar, for example, stood as a symbol of faith and community strength. Rituals, festivals, and offerings brought people together in celebration and reflection. Whether petitioning for a good harvest or healing for an illness, Babylonians believed their connection to the divine influenced every aspect of life. Education was highly prized, especially among the elite. Schools attached to temples focused on teaching cuneiform, mathematics, and even law. In today's terms, these schools were prestigious academies molding young minds into future scribes, merchants, and administrators. Cuneiform writing was no casual task. Students spent years mastering it, meticulously pressing wedge-shaped marks into clay tablets. Despite its difficulty, literacy was a ticket to a meaningful career and social elevation. Knowing how to read and write opened doors to being a scribe, one of the most esteemed roles in Babylonian society. Can you picture a young Babylonian, bent over a clay tablet, scratching lessons into its surface while a stern teacher oversees their work? It's a humbling reminder of how much effort went into preserving knowledge in the ancient world. Speaking of rules and regulations, Babylon stands tall in history for its groundbreaking legal code, the Code of Hammurabi. Engraved on a large stone stele, this set of laws was a defining feature of Babylonian society. Justice mattered to the Babylonians, and their laws established clear guidelines on trade, family matters, property, and crime. The principle of retribution, an eye for an eye, was central to the code. While the punishments could be harsh, the laws also sought to protect the weak and ensure fairness. Widows, orphans, and individuals at risk were included under Hammurabi's justice system in ways that were unparalleled for their time. Imagine the confidence of living in a society with written laws, a stark contrast to the chaos of unwritten rules. It's no wonder the Code of Hammurabi left such a lasting legacy. All work and no play didn't suit the Babylonians. Leisure was an essential balance to daily routines. Music filled the air with the rhythmic sounds of instruments like harps and drums. Stories, often passed down orally, captivated audiences with tales of gods, heroes, and distant lands. Board games like the game of 20 Squares provided hours of strategy and relaxation, while festivals linked to religious observances brought the city to life. These festivals were more than simple gatherings. They were explosive events combining music, rituals, feasts, and joy. Public spaces, such as gardens or courtyards, served as retreats for relaxation. You can almost hear the laughter and chatter of families and friends unwinding after a day of hard work. Doesn't it sound familiar? Despite differences in time, their sense of fun feels surprisingly modern. The Babylonians weren't just dreamers, they were doers, shaping the future with their innovations. Their base 60 numerical system gave us concepts like the 60-minute hour and the 360-degree circle. Babylonian astronomy, meanwhile, laid the foundations for celestial studies. Picture ancient stargazers, perched atop ziggurats, charting the movements of planets and stars. What they discovered inspired future civilizations and brought humanity one step closer to understanding the universe. Even in the realm of law, their feats were remarkable. The Code of Hammurabi, as mentioned, shaped how societies viewed governance and accountability. Babylon was nothing short of a beacon of progress. Babylon's achievements echo through history. This vibrant society, which valued education, art, community, and progress, gave humanity tools and ideas that continue to shape our world today. Their legal principles influenced other societies. Their mathematical innovations, celestial studies, and cultural dynamism paved the way for future civilizations' success. Exploring Babylon reminds us of what humans can achieve when they come together in pursuit of knowledge, community, and purpose. As we reflect on ancient Babylon, one truth becomes clear. The threads of their contributions weave into the fabric of our modern lives. From written laws to innovations in science and trade, their journey is a shared heritage we are privileged to inherit. So, as we admire their triumphs and learn from their trials, let's carry the spirit of curiosity forward. If you've enjoyed this journey into Babylon, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to uncover more mysteries of history. Stay curious, stay inspired, and above all, keep exploring the remarkable stories of our past.